The YouTubers we grew up watching are feuding, and everyone is living for it because we haven't talked about some of these people in forever. From Daniel Prada and Connor Franta feuding, Ryland Adams getting called out for revealing way too much information, James Charles getting some heat over his latest business strategy for Painted, and ending things off on a good note with Blogilates. It's a mess, so let's get into it. I can't believe we're actually talking about this right now, but there is major drama with OG creators from the prime days of YouTube. For the most part, I feel like a lot of the original YouTubers have made their money, they're now living their lives staying out of drama and posting whenever they want to post. But I guess that became too boring because they're bringing the mess back. The other day, Joey Graceffa posted a video with his ex Daniel Prada titled, "Answering Uncomfortable Questions with My Ex-Boyfriend, Spill or Spew." And this video was messy. I loved it. Daniel was being very honest, but maybe just a little bit too honest because he's found himself in a bit of trouble over one of his answers. Joey asked Daniel if there was anyone in his life from when they were together that Daniel was jealous of, and Daniel said Connor Franta.
Who were you the most jealous of during our relationship and freshly after our breakup?
Ooh.
Am I gonna kill?
You were very jealous. You were very jealous.
Okay, during our relationship. Okay, so I feel like in the beginning of our relationship, I was jealous of a certain YouTuber.
Name them.
Connor Franta, but then I realized that he's the most boring person I've ever met.
We don't need to be mean to Mr.
I'm not
Franta.
being mean, I'm being honest. There's a big difference here. Anyways, that's beyond. Nobody cares about him anymore.
Now, Connor Franta is still around. He's still posting YouTube videos a few times a month, but his prime was definitely the early days of YouTube from like 2012 to 2016. He's mainly now on TikTok, and that's where he saw this clip circulating of Daniel Prada calling him boring, and he decided to respond.
And legend has it you are still jealous of me, Daniel. You have been subtweeting me. My name has been in your mouth and on your mind for years. You're obsessed with me. I don't know why. I don't think about you. The internet doesn't think about you. You are categorized as one thing, Joey Graceffa's ex-boyfriend. Leave me alone. If my crime is being boring, your crime is being nothing.
And it didn't even stop there. Chris Clements also responded to what Daniel had to say about Connor, and he was not happy.
Connor Franta, but then I realized that he's the most boring person.
Oh, Tinkerbell, I'm gonna need you to be for real for 1 second. How are you gonna sit there dressed like a 2016 Topshop clearance section mannequin while having the same surgical work as every turned wannabe model in Los Angeles, holding court on what's boring?
It seemed like everyone was definitely on Connor's side. Everyone was living for his response, they thought he handled it perfectly, and it seems like Daniel thought the same. He responded and pretty much admitted that Connor got him with his response.
But if my crime is being boring, your crime is being nothing.
Oh, girl, you ate me up. I have to admit that you ate me all the way up.
And I feel like that's the best response Daniel could have had, because if he had come on and got defensive or tried to come for him again, I don't think the reaction would have been good, and at least that stops it there, while things are still funny and cute. Moving on, we need to talk about James Charles and his latest business idea for Painted. Ever since before Painted launched, James has been asking his audience for input on his products. He said he wanted to create products that he knew his fans would like, and he wanted them to feel like they played a part in creating his brand. A lot of people did see this as a marketing tactic. Like, if you gave input and he actually used your input, you'd be more inclined to make a purchase because you feel like you played a part in that product's creation. Well, I guess that marketing strategy worked for him last time because he's taking it a step further. Earlier this month, he was getting called out for copying Patrick Ta's blush duos. Some people said that the cream and powder was exclusively a Patrick Ta thing, and then add in the fact that James' blushes were laid out the same way in very similar packaging. A lot of people were making the connection back to Patrick Ta.
You can't look at these two things and say they're a copy of each other. Can you? Like, just because they're both in a rectangular component and have a cream and powder formula inside?
Well, James decided to turn this controversy into a business move for his future Painted launches. He said that it's hard to come up with unique packaging ideas because all these brands use the same type of packaging because it works. Although, if anyone had any better ideas, they could draw them up and submit them on TikTok, and if James were to use them, he would pay them and maybe even bring them onto his team.
I'm trying my best here, people. Okay, there are only so many different ways you can put two formulas into the same package, and respectfully, I feel like we're doing a pretty decent job in that department so far, but I've been working on lip balms for the past couple of months for Painted because they've been highly requested, and I got these samples in yesterday. And unfortunately, after about 4 months of work, we've decided to completely start over because the formula of this sucks, and I want you guys to have the best. I'm trying to design the packaging, and I am struggling a little bit because I really want ours to be unique and on brand with Painted. But speaking of brands copying each other, I don't know if you guys have shopped for a lip balm recently, but they all look exactly the same. So if y'all are the packaging police, then you design the next Painted product. And if it's good, I'll pay you. Maybe even bring you onto the team. Good luck.
And that's exactly what people did. For a few weeks, my For You page was filled with people giving out their packaging ideas to James, and some were actually very good. James eventually narrowed his search down to a handful of entries, but he still had some concerns about each design.
The first idea comes from Basement Possum, and she suggested tiny little mini paint cans that have an attached paintbrush on top as the lip balm applicator. But then also, I feel like people would lose the paintbrush applicator in like 1 second. Video number 3 is from Ava Thompson, and this literally has 800,000 likes. Basically, the idea being that when you buy one of the lip balms, you get this like white kind of casing that goes around it, and then the refillable balm that goes inside is actually what gives the packaging its color.
And it seemed like a lot of people loved the idea of James getting his fans involved in creating the packaging. One person said, "This is a smart business move, getting the consumer to be involved on how a beauty product is made from beginning to end." Although others feel as though it's a little bit lazy. James did say that he would be paying the person for their design if he were to choose them, but some people think if this is his brand, he should be hiring a packaging designer and coming up with these designs with a professional. There were some comments from people who felt like this was clearly a marketing tactic to make the fans feel like they had some say in his brand, which ultimately makes them feel more inclined to purchase it. Of course, coming from a marketing perspective, it's a genius move, but I think if he keeps this up, eventually more and more people are going to start to see this as lazy. Now on to a story that I could have gone my whole life without knowing. Ryland Adams is being called out this week for apparently being too lazy to clean up his poop. This all started over a month ago on Shane's podcast after they took a question from a fan who said her boyfriend was getting off their bed, and when he got off, he left some poop on the sheets.
Piece of poop on the sheet, and I didn't know how to bring about it, but I washed the sheets as soon as possible. Okay, love you guys. Take care. Bye.
I think the move is to confront them right then and there because it's awkward to bring up later.
Confront?
And Ryland started to give his input on this whole situation, and Shane cut him off and was like, "You have no say here because you leave your poopies all over the house."
First of all,
No.
and I don't want to fight,
Don't.
but you missed your poopy butt.
Oh my!
Are you
hell.
kidding me?
Can
With
you-
the poop you leave everywhere you go, have I ever said anything?
Shane,
do I ever make
every
a thing of
single
it?
time?
Every single time? How many times does this happen?
No, I'm just saying.
What are you talking about?
It's
He
not-
stuffs it
And you
down the
don't even-
shower.
he doesn't even care about it.
Oh,
like
my
when
hell.
when
Shane,
he leaves
shut
poopy
your mouth.
somewhere, he's
Poopy
just
somewhere?
I'm like, can
Are
you
you
go?
kidding me?
I'm like, go bidet or go wipe or do something, and then he's just like, who cares?
No, I'm just saying. I feel like both of us will bring up bodily things to
Not
each
like
other.
that. That's so traumatizing. If I left a little poopy somewhere on accident, like you should just take care of it and don't tell me the way I do to you every time.
I'm the only one who washes our sheets, so you would never know.
And people were so confused. Like, what does Shane mean by leaving poop everywhere? Is he talking about leaving the dog's poop out? Is he talking about changing their baby's diaper and leaving that laying out? Or does he actually mean Ryland is like shitting in random places of their house and leaving it? Is it falling out of his pants? Is he leaving marks on their furniture? Like, unfortunately, I wish I never knew this, but now that I do, I'm going to need more details because this is disturbing. Now, this podcast happened over a month ago, but it just started picking up traction because it was being reposted all over TikTok and people are so disgusted. One comment said, "Does it fall out of his shorts or something? I'm more confused on how he's leaving them around the house. What the hell is going on in that house?" I feel like I need more context, but there cannot be enough context. And I really hate that we need more context here because I wish I never heard about this in the first place, but I cannot go on with the picture that I have in my mind right now, so I'm gonna need Ryland to clear this up and fast. Finally, let's end things off with a good story and talk about Cassie from Blogilates. A lot of you guys probably grew up with Blogilates. She's found so much success through her passion for fitness, and now she even has her own clothing brand called PopFlex. PopFlex is now Cassie's main endeavor, and she hasn't posted a workout video in over 2 years on her main channel, so she's been putting everything that she has into her clothing brand. Well, a few days ago, she got the shock of a lifetime when Taylor Swift released her latest album. To celebrate the album, Taylor posted a YouTube short showing herself playing pickleball, and right away, everyone was drawn to the skirt she was wearing, which just so happens to be from PopFlex.
I'm dying. I'm dying. I am literally dying right now. I'm dying right now. It has been my ultimate dream for Taylor to wear one of my designs, and I cannot believe it. You guys, I was in the bowl getting my hair done when I started getting a ton of Slack messages and DMs and texts, and I was like, what's going on? And then I literally saw her Fortnite video, and there was like a second of her wearing the digital lavender pirouette skirt, and I straight up, I was so numb. I couldn't move, I couldn't speak, I couldn't think, I was non-functional. I have been a Taylor fan since Teardrops on My Guitar. Her music has helped me get through so many hard times in my life, and tonight I'm just so grateful, and like I just can't believe that I get to do what I love so much, and now my favorite artist in the entire world is wearing my most favorite design that I've ever created, and I just can't tell you what this moment feels like. I don't know, it's just like, it's just magical. It's just magical like she is.
And this is going to be huge for her business. My For You page has been filled with people talking about how they're buying the viral Taylor pickleball skirt, and you guys know they're gonna sell that out in seconds. A lot of people were also asking her if she had sent Taylor the skirt for free, and maybe that's how she got her hands on it, but Cassie says she didn't. Someone asked, did you send her clothes or did she buy them on her own? And Cassie said, she must have bought them under an alias or something. And this is truly a full circle moment for her because a few months ago, she posted a video to Karma by Taylor Swift talking about how Shein ripped off her skirt design and how she finally got the design copyrighted. So finally a good ending to a story, and I'm sure this is going to be a massive boost for her business. Anyways guys, let me know what you think about everything down below, and I'll see you next time.